Salve a tutti, con veramente tanto piacere che do il benvenuto a questa seconda conferenza su PCDH19. Quest'anno abbiamo un'agenda molto ricca con relatori che vengono da ogni parte del mondo e devo dire che il nostro obiettivo è stato quello di riunire qui oggi rappresentanti
representatives from most of the working groups that are involved worldwide in the research to fight
devo dire che per larga parte ci siamo riusciti.
There is one novelty element this year.
L'elemento di novità rispetto allo scorso anno è che appunto
I would like to say that after a little more than a year, we have had a number of laboratories that have been sort of mushrooming all over the world. They have almost doubled in number. And right now, we know that they start talking one another, they start communicating, and they organize concrete forms of collaborations. Now, with this respect, let me say that part of the merit is to be ascribed to our own association, and ever since we exist, so we tried to sort of stimulate a number of researchers and scholars so as to have them involved in this research to fight this genetic mutation. And I would like to say that we really literally were sort of shadowing them so as to have a form of collaboration which is now becoming a reality. It's coming true. So today we have relations well established in between Australia, United States and Italy. So the way we conceive the role of our association is this one, because we believe that supporting research does not just mean becoming involved in fund collection, but we also believe in the fundamental role to be played by families in bringing together doctors and scholars involved in PCDH19 research. And so this is what is of utmost value, and especially in frameworks and in contexts like ours, this is a condition which is very rare. And if it is normal to see very few scholars involved, it is also true that we cannot take the opportunity to waste important energies. So it is in this framework, as an association, that we started organizing concrete forms of collaboration with the two associations that were formed in order to support research. And I'm talking of PCDH19 Research Alliance and the Acute Syndrome Foundation. With the Acute Syndrome Foundation, there is a program. And the program is the one of launching and the president of this American association, and I would like to pass the floor in a few minutes to her so as to let you hear what she will tell us. But I would like to say that we are very much involved, we are deeply involved in this international competition. So we organized for today a roundtable. A roundtable, the purpose of which is the one of finding ideas as to how to structure the competitive bid. Now, quite obviously, today we'll leave this place with more insight as far as this condition is concerned. But our further ambition is the one of understanding, at least in part, where to go next, where is research to be channeled. So this is why in your folders you have been given a questionnaire. You'll find it in all of your folders, and I would beg you all to please fill it in and give it to us by the end of the day, because we are really interested in knowing exactly your own viewpoints. We want to know what do you think, all of the scientific community and the family representatives. And I would like to greet Isabella Brambilla. Isabella Brambilla is the president of Drive-On Luz Italia, and they've been fine-tuning and setting up a registry where where they've been listing down all of the patients with the Dravet syndrome, with the PCDH19 syndrome. And she will be talking at length and talking more about this tool. And that will be done before the lunch break. Then, as I said, there are so many people that need to be thanked. So I would like to acknowledge in the first place the speakers, obviously, and especially the ones that have come from far away because of this big effort to come here. I would like to also thank the families. I well know that for them, but as well as for the others, it's so hard and difficult to leave home. Then I would like to thank my sister. You've already heard this from me, but without them, this conference would have never taken place, and the same association would have never existed. So once again, I would need to thank her. Then I would need to thank Raffaele Mannella. We've been working and collaborating closely in the past months to organize this conference, and then thanks to the eCampus University and to the structure that hosts us, and in particular the lawyer Di Tanieri, who was supporting us in the organization of this event. Then prior to leaving the floor I would like to illustrate the agenda, today's agenda. There have been a few changes, so I'd better talk about that. And after that, I will pass the floor to Hilary, and then Professor Dalla give us a very quick introductory view about this condition. Poi abbiamo una lunga e ricca sessione di genetica moderata dal professor Bertini e non sappiamo se riusciamo a contenerla nella mattinata. Se dovessimo riuscire sarebbe un buon risultato perché avremo più tempo per questo, anche per le domande e per la tavola rotonda. Perché anche abbiamo raccolto delle domande via web, questions that were asked by families that couldn't make it here today. And so our moderators will have to read to the speakers the questions that have come in. And then there is a session on the clinic that's going to be moderated by Professor Dalla Bernardina. Professor Guerrini couldn't make it here today, just like other speakers who have had some problems. And at the end of the day, we will have a round table, which, as I said, is something that is so important. I would really beg all of you to take part in this round table. I truly hope that the economic resources that we have, which are very few, and which have been put together with so many difficulties, are going to be allocated at their own best. So I believe this is in our own interest. Let's try and listen to the contributions while bearing in mind the needs, all of the needs. So once again, thank you for your attention, and now I wish you a very successful meeting.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all for being here today, and thank you to our Italian hosts who have done such a fantastic job pulling this together. So I'm Hilary Savoy. I've come here today from the US. I am the founder of an organization called the Cute Syndrome Foundation. And more importantly than that, I am the mother of a beautiful 2.5-year-old girl with PCDH19. And I wanted to come up here just to say a little something about why we started the Cute Syndrome and the work that we're doing with our Italian partners. I think Francesca has covered quite a bit about the grant and the goal for the grant, but first I wanted to say a little bit about how we started the Cute Syndrome. My daughter was diagnosed about a year ago, and we were very anxious as a family to find anything that we could do to help further research in this area and raise awareness of a disorder that I think most of us haven't heard of until our children are diagnosed with it. About 5 months ago, we established the foundation, and in that time, we've raised just about $50,000 US to go toward funding a research grant, and then another 8 or so for special projects. This has happened through a lot of effort in our local community. It's been basically limited fundraising to the northeast of the US, tapping networks that we're in touch with personally, and we're slowly starting to expand that fundraising effort. Hopefully next year we'll see a rise in what we're able to raise. For this year, it was very important to us that we take the funds that we have and use them, allocate them in a way that's useful internationally. And when I met Paola about 5 months ago in the US, we put our heads together and said, you know, we need to make sure that this money is being put forward into the international community, tapping all of the researchers that each of us are in touch with, and joining together, adding all of our funds together. And so we'll be establishing a committee together, international committee, and hopefully we'll be learning from all of you guys today about where that money will be best spent. Another word I'd like to say just about the role of the acute syndrome. Our Italian counterparts have done a fantastic job of gathering an understanding of the research that's going on, and we're so pleased to be partnered with them for that reason. Our role is a bit more about putting a face to the disorder and trying to raise awareness. I call it the Cute Syndrome Foundation because my daughter is really cute. And before we had a diagnosis, that was what we called it. We said, we don't know what Esme has, but she has the cute syndrome. And in coming in touch with all of these other wonderful families, some of whom I'm meeting in person for the first time, I think we all can share that sense that our daughters are real people who need the help of the researchers in this room, need the help of the families in this room, and we see them first as people who need that help, not as sick kids. And so that's part of my mission with acute syndrome. And so we are just thrilled to be here and working with our Italian friends. And I hope you guys all learn a lot today. I suppose that's it. Thank you.
Buongiorno a tutti.
Good morning to all of you once again. I'll be very quick and I won't take much time away because it's totally useless to once again inadequately summarize what, thanks to this program, which is extremely complete in terms of possibilities to gain further insight as to the state of the art of the situation and of our knowledge. And we are to congratulate with Dr. Squillante, with the rest of the organization that supported her. I believe that we could get started with some optimism. It is true that we are confronted with a condition which goes back into the box of rare forms and rare syndromes, so that we need a significant number of affected people to get started. But we are also starting off from a position which is relatively simple, and this is because of the fact that there are some conditions which are quite common, such as the onset age, which is quite early, as I said, the preferential recurrence of crisis during febrile episodes and peaks, and at the time of and also in the form of a cluster that is in a series with a critical symptomatology which we will hear described, which in turn is quite specific. And with respect to the female subjects, there are a number of characteristics which are common, a number of common features which are easy to learn, easy to spread, and this is what really facilitates a lot the possible diagnostic recognition of the syndrome and of this condition. Then on the other side, we also have the knowledge of the genetic alteration which brings together all of these conditions, and this genetic change can be easily detected by a number of laboratories, so that now this mutation is easy to recognize. So there are good hopes to see in relatively short time lapses to acquire a critical mass of knowledge and of patients who will be facilitating possible research activities and results that have been generated by this research activity. Let me say also that this effort should never forget and disregard the fact that we probably don't know the whole set of clinical spectrum that can somehow be brought together and can be assimilated by this genetic mutation. We know already that there are some conditions where epilepsy can be poorly represented. Some of them are even recent cases, and that the cognitive disorder or deficit may be extremely variable, and that as a consequence, it is easy then to recognize those conditions which are well known to us, but which could nonetheless help us understand what could be the true margins of the relationship existing between the phenotype and the genotype. Now, I wouldn't want to add more, because this program, apart from being complete, has also been drafted in a very smart way. So it really deals with all of the possible facets. So maybe we could delay further considerations to a later moment in this day. And that's obviously going to be in the light of what will have emerged until that moment. So if I am allowed, then I could still keep going. It depends on Dr. Squillante, obviously. And maybe I could introduce Enrico Bertini. Dr. Bertini is probably someone who's well known to most of you. He's a scholar, a well-known scholar. He works in the pediatric hospital Bambin Gesù in Rome, and he will be inaugurating the next 2 sessions, but he will also be moderating at the same time, not only the 2 next sessions, the morning session, but also coffee breaks and lunch. Thank you.